left off last time. So I'll give a quick summary for Feo and Branch as well. So like I said, you guys came back. You guys arrived at the docks from doing your ordeal with the lightning storm and found out it was a
I
dragon.
have returned.
And then when you guys got back to town, you met with Captain Dawson and a group of civil guards. They kind of escorted you guys through the town to go talk to the mayor and everyone else. As you guys were going, the people were cheering and celebrating. You guys had to kind of drag Frederick along because he was soaking it up and saying it was all him. He did everything for you guys. He was the hero of the afternoon. When you guys got to the mayor's house, I kind of talked to everybody, and the mayor was a little annoyed, but kind of like, oh, well, this wasn't a prophecy. Anybody could have done this kind of thing. But everyone else that had been there, you guys had met before. So like Alric from the Red Hill Shipping Company, the dock master, and a bunch of other people from around town were like, hey, anybody could have done this, but they did it. So clearly the prophecy was real.
Hell yeah.
They kind of asked you a quick summary of, hey, what was going on? What happened? You guys explained, and they kind of voiced like, oh, well, if, there's more to this and something with demons or devils or something of that nature, it's probably a good idea to have you guys continue on and figure out what's going on. They sent you guys back to rest. You guys went and rested at the inn, and they said we'll meet you in the morning to see you off. They arrived in the morning, gave you a bag of holding with some other items, just kind of items and keepsakes to say, hey, congratulations, thank you for doing this for us here. And then they also gave you horses and sent you off on your way. So everyone should have a horse on your character sheet. It should be under extras.
Oh, hell yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
Your horses are not the best of horses by far. They're definitely more hand-me-downs and kind of on their getting a little old for them, but they'll do the job for you guys. After that point, they said, okay, head on out. They recommended you guys head to the town of Tarrin, Tarrin, which is about 10 days away on foot, or by horseback in this case. They said that's probably where, if anyone like occultists or the people that you guys fought earlier that kind of caused all these problems, if they were going to go anywhere, that would be the first town on the road. They would probably end up there first. So you guys collected your stuff, got on your horses, and headed out. So you guys are on the road. You're on the road again.
I just can't wait, road.
Sorry, what was that?
Just continuing the song.
Okay. So, continuing the song is good. Okay, so who wants to lead? Who's leading the party? There is a road, kind of leads out.
Me.
Branch is volunteering.
Hell yeah. All right.
Branch.
I'm here for it.
Just go ahead and roll a survival check for me here. Again, there is a road, and as the road goes up or kind of onto the peninsula, you know this, and you've seen this. The road seems to gain an elevation, kind of turns from a mud-covered road to actual like stone and an actual laid road, stone-laid road. But it's still important to know where you're going specifically. So just roll a survival check for me.
We're off to a great start. I rolled a 6.
A 6.
All of us?
Well, the good thing is you only have to beat a 5 on this roll, so you did fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you guys have the first day to yourselves to kind of talk. What do you guys want to talk about? I'll let you do something quick if you want. Otherwise, we'll continue.
Yeah, I think we need to talk about. I think we need to talk about your eating habits. You've been smelling a little funky lately.
You smell funky.
I think it's the good
name.
Yes.
We can name our horse, right?
You can,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. My horse has a name.
I'm gonna name my horse.
Yeah, it's just like
Frederick.
naming an animal or a pet.
Name it Frederick.
Yeah, so if you're looking at your character sheet, if you click on it says riding horse under extras, there should be, when the little window that pops up, there'll be a little pen icon where it says riding horse, and you can change the name. Great name, Fao.
It's pretty good, right? I
That's
like
pretty
it.
good. That's pretty good. We'll not spoil it for everyone else.
I'm
Nice,
gonna
Branch.
spoil it for myself. Thank you.
I like the theme, Branch. I like the theme.
Thank you.
All right. Well, unless you guys don't have anything else specific, so you guys travel for about 10, 11 hours. Kind of feel sore in your ass. You're like, God, I need to get out of this saddle. You guys finally make camp. Kind of find a spot that's a little bit drier. So the peninsula of where Kiev is there. It's just basically a giant swampland for the most part. Especially during the like summer months when it's pouring rain. But at the moment, it's winter and it's cold, so the water level's a little bit lower. But you guys do find a dry patch of land and manage to camp for the night. You kind of have that weird kind of U-shaped walk when you get off, and you're like, oh, my crotch and my legs, ow, my ass hurts for it. So I need one of you, doesn't matter who. Go ahead and make a roll a d20 for me, actually.
Just
My
a
God,
D20.
the raw
So who
D20
wants
roll.
to do
Who's
that?
feeling lucky?
I'm not
I
feeling lucky
am
at all.
Branch is not feeling lucky today after the first roll.
Well, clicking the button.
19.
Oh.
Okay.
There we go.
Good
You're a
enough.
designated roller for
Deadly
today.
rats.
Okay, so you guys camp for the night. It takes you a little bit to get some dry wood, but you guys managed to find some and camp for the night. Who is doing? What's the order of the rest for me here? So what's your guys' order?
I'll be at the end. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. So Fail will be last. Who's doing first watch?
I can do first watch.
Okay. Who's doing second?
Our Branch will do second.
Okay.
All right, I got third.
At least third. Okay. So as you guys take your watch, I'm going with Frederick, then Branch, then Calamities, and Fail. Make sure I remember the order as well. That's important.
That's important.
Give me half a second. So we got Frederick. And oh my gosh. It was that order. Okay. Oh, thank you for putting it in the chat. That's probably the better way to do it instead of using the minis. See, brains. We know who has the brains here tonight. Frederick does. Okay, so you guys go for your watch.
That
And...
is not a good guess.
Oh, hush,
No.
Jen. Hush. Work smarter, not harder. It's the end of the workday. Okay?
What does that mean?
Give me some slack. So you guys make it through all of your rests, no problem, and on to the next day for it there. Anybody, doesn't matter who, go ahead and roll a survival check. You are leading the party. Again, you have to beat a 5 at the moment.
I'm pretty sure I can beat a 5.
You should do it.
Definitely
go.
beats a 5.
It might, yeah.
Branch with the
Wait.
15.
Does it have to be a 5 or does it have to beat a 5?
You just have to beat a 5. You have to be higher than 5.
Because I do have +4 on survival, so that would beat a 5 quite easily.
Well, if you
Yeah.
roll a 1, you still get a 5, which would be a fail because you're 1
Mhm.
and a 5. So Branch rolled for you guys, so you're much higher this time. So you guys make a little bit better time than you guys were expecting. Branch manages to kind of lead you down the road over, around some sections of the road that might be a little bit more dangerous for your horses. And you guys travel for about the same time, about 10 hours, again, for it, taking some breaks here or there. You actually notice, Branch, that as you're traveling, you kind of point out to the rest of the party that you, on occasion, you see like a wagon that's off to the side. It's kind of sunk into the mud a little bit, or a little bit into the water. Things that look to be have been abandoned. Most of them look fairly old, probably in the last 4 to 5 years or older. But that's not too surprising for it there. You actually, interestingly enough, don't meet anyone on the road. Nobody's there.
Oh.
Nobody catches it.
Huh.
Strange.
All right, and then when you guys make camp for the night, somebody roll a d20 for me here. Does not matter who.
I feel extremely lucky. 8.
Okay. And then who is going same rest order, we'll say, for it there. All right, Frederick. So it's at night. Well, go ahead and make a perception check for me here.
All right. Perception. That's a 6.
Okay. So on a 6, you guys are camping out. You guys
I should
have
not have rolled.
Yeah, so you make a campfire. Everybody kind of settles down. You've got a dry patch of land. Nothing's here. Everyone nods off to sleep except for you, Frederick. You're like, all right, I got first watch. About an hour into your 2-hour watch, you kind of are just staring at the fire, and you start to doze off for a moment. Go ahead and roll a. I'm gonna make it a wisdom saving throw for me here.
All right. That is 19.
Okay. You start to doze off, and you feel your head kind of drop, and you go up, kind of wake yourself up, and look around. And I'm gonna have you. No, I'm not gonna have you do that because you rolled really low. Okay. You're like, how do you take a rest? Are you just gonna be sitting down, or are you gonna do any like patrols or walk around or anything like that?
Well, I'm probably just sitting down, awake, sort of looking around and sort of resting at the same time.
Okay.
Not very much worried.
Okay. Probably for a good reason at the moment. You get up to kind of tend to the fire, and you turn around, and you see this large shifting shadow just jump at you, growling. Everyone go ahead and roll initiative for me here. You guys, the rest of you guys are asleep.
Oh
But
shit!
Frederick, you were like, ah! This huge dog-like creature jumps out in your face.
Branch and I tied, but Branch has a +9 on initiative rolls.
Alright, so Branch got a... We're waiting on fail. Oops, can't have him -1. Doesn't work. Okay. So this dog jumps out at you, Frederick. This giant, shadowy dog. Holy shit. He rolled a 1. Let's see. See what happens.
Stupid dog.
Okay. Well, he rolled a 1, so he loses all of his attacks, but he just jumps past you and almost like hits the fire. He didn't expect you to go and freak out. As you were looking past him, though, you noticed 2 other dogs come running out of the forest, or out of the tree line, and they also make an attack against you.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay, roll initiative for me here.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
I can feel it. It's gonna be good.
I hope so. I can't even find it. Where's it at? Hey, you got a 16.
Hey, pretty good.
Hey,
Very good.
first.
Okay. So, Frederick, the first one got a 23 to hit you. Or the second one, I should
Oh,
say.
That will
man,
hit.
we're in combat.
You are in combat.
Yeah, we are fighting now.
Frederick, you need to make a strength saving throw for me here.
Okay. That is 22.
Okay. You are fine, but you do take 10 points of piercing damage as the giant shadow dog grabs on, like, bites onto your arm and just starts pulling at you.
Well, that's not very nice.
No. The second dog is going to run past you and attack, I'm going to say, Branch, who's unconscious, so it has advantage. Roll that again. It definitely bites you, Branch. You're already prone, so it doesn't really matter. But you wake up going, "What the fuck is this?" Dog takes this huge chunk of out of your shoulder. You take 10 points of piercing damage as well.
Ooh.
And then Frederick, the other dog, the final one, howls into the air. And you must roll a wisdom saving throw. Branch, you have to as well. You are
12.
A wisdom saving throw, you said?
a wisdom saving throw, yes.
17.
You are both fine. Okay, now we're out of the surprise round. Feo, you are still asleep. So just
nice.
roll a perception check for me here. I'll give you advantage. You have to beat a 10 to wake up. Ah! Okay, Branch, you're like, "Oh, what the fuck?" You look over and you just see Feo. He just turns over in his sleep like nothing's wrong.
You're being a little too loud. Keep it down over there.
All right, well, Feo, unfortunately, since you're not awake, that's all you can do. Frederick, it's your turn. You got a dog biting into your arm. Another one jumped past you, and you know Branch is screaming bloody murder from getting his shoulder bit. What do you want to do?
So I'd be guessing my maul would probably be pretty close, so I'd just hold on to it and I just try and slap.
Okay, swing away.
Okay, so that's 23 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
And that is 12 damage.
Damn. Okay.
There we go.
Damn.
You kind of pull out your maul and you're like, "Get off me!" You just start beating right into the side of this dog. It's the size of a mastiff, but it's just made of this shadowy figure form that you can see. And as you're hitting into it, like you hit right into the side, you hear one of its ribs cracked, and it lets go of your other arm. Anything else you want to do?
I think I'm just gonna try and like yell at Feo so he wakes up. Like,
Get up, you lazy wizard!
All right. Well, Branch, you are next.
Alright. Well, I'm locking eyes with the dog that just bit me. Actually, it's still just attached to my shoulder.
Technically, no. 'Cause you're not prone. It's
Okay.
just for, like, it's grabbed onto you and bit you, but you could stand up and like push it off you. It's more of a
Okay, cool.
theme, like a cosmetic thing, more than it's actually pinning you to the ground.
Gotcha. Okay. I try and reciprocate. I try and grab the dog and bite it back.
Okay. If you're gonna try and bite it, that would be an improvised attack. So go ahead and roll. It'd be a D20, and I will. It's just a straight D20 roll, and then if you do manage to bite it, it's just gonna be a 1d4.
Okay. Oh, I rolled a 1.
Roll a D20 for me here real quick. If you get a 5 or under, you're gonna like bite your lip.
Oh shit.
or tongue.
Okay, I rolled an 8.
Okay, you are fine. You go to bite at it, and you just and you just growl and chomp at it, but it moves out of the way. Anything else you want to do? You can stand up. Standing up is half your movement, since you're prone.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I'll stand up.
Okay. And if you want to move, you got 15 feet of movement. the dog, if you move away from it, it would have attack of opportunity. Otherwise, you're just kind of standing
Can
in
I
front of
move?
it.
Can I move over to Theo?
I mean, he's right next to you. So, I mean, if you want to try and...
Why are you trying to wake me up? I'm
Yeah,
taking a nap.
I would say if you want to try and wake him
Rude.
up, like shake him awake, that would be your action, but you used your action to bite at the dog. So next turn, if you want, you can just kind of shake him awake or kick him or however you want to do that.
Would farting in his face count as an action?
It would, but unfortunately, I would not say that wakes him up, but it would still have advantage on waking him up.
Okay.
All right, well, Calamities, you are up.
Am I asleep?
You are asleep. Yeah.
Okay. So do I also make a perception roll to wake up?
Yep, perception with advantage.
Got you. Alright. Hey!
Wow.
Apparently I am not a heavy sleeper.
No, you are not. You wake up so you can act. You kind of wake up hearing everything, and you kind of look over and see 3 giant shadow dogs in the camp with you guys.
Okay, I guess with 30 feet of movement speed, where could I get to?
You can get to any of them. I'm assuming you guys are all kind of camped around a campfire, so you're all really close to each other. Within 10 feet of each
Gotcha. Could I flank any of them?
other. You could flank...
I guess specifically the one that Frederick smacked the shit out of.
Yes, you could flank that one, and you could flank the one that's next to Branch. The first one that attacked, is just kind of standing by the campfire, because it tried to jump at Frederick and missed him. So
Gotcha.
It's a few feet away.
Okay. And I'm going to move over to flank the one that Frederick smacked. And I am going to attempt to smack it as well. With
Okay.
those sweet, sweet flanking advantage. Yay. 23.
He definitely
Ooh,
hits. They don't
nice.
have that high of an AC.
8 damage.
Okay. It's still
And then
alive.
I'm going to use my bonus action to provide help to, I guess, Friedrich.
Okay.
I don't know. Go for the paws.
Hold on one second. I'm doing this backwards.
Which waiting already has advantage. Oh well.
Okay. So the one that brings it to the one that had first jumped at Frederick. It is going to see that Feo is still asleep, and kind of look at him, look at Frederick and the two, and think that Feo is the better target.
No, what?
Yeah, he's gonna over you, Feo. He's going to attack. He has no advantage. You're asleep, prone. Okay, he does hit you. You got a 20, not natural. You wake up as you take 10 points of damage as this dog bites into your leg, and he's going to make a grapple check for me here.
Grapple check. Okay.
Yeah, so you should just be able to... Let me double check what you do in this room. Okay. So roll... Actually, no, you wouldn't be you that would roll. Sorry, the dog rolls. Okay, so the dog grabs you, and he's got your leg, and you kind of like get pulled out of your bedroll, and he's like, you look up, like, what the fuck? And this dog drags you like 10 feet into the darkness, away from the camp. Is what it's trying to do.
Oh, wow.
Oh boy.
That brings it to the dog that's on Theo and Calamities. I'm sorry, not Theo and Calamities. Frederick and Calamities. It's gonna try and attack you, Frederick. You just broke one of its ribs.
Yeah,
You got a 13 to hit you.
that will not hit.
Okay.
Eh.
So he tries and misses. The one on Branch growls and tries to bite you. Got a 12. I think he's gonna hit you. And then the other dog kind of charges in To you, Calamities, it's a little bit bigger than the other ones.
Oh no,
But it does try to attack you as well.
not the bigger one.
Oh yeah. The bigger one. Oh my god, he rolled a 1.
Let's go! Dogs
Ooh,
are
okay, he rolled a
dumb.
6. Thank god he doesn't.
They specific.
Doesn't
Oh.
bite his friend. But
Damn
he
it.
jumps past you and bumps into the other dog. That brings it to the top of the round. Feo, you're up. You've been dragged like 10 feet by this dog that's just shaking your leg and trying to pull you into the swamplands.
Okay, I want to get it off me. Is it a small creature, or how big are these guys? Or the medium?
It's a medium creature. It's the size of a large mastiff, so it's a pretty big dog. Looking creature. It's just like pure shadow is what it looks like, though.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast Gust to kind of push it off of me.
Okay. Is there a saving throw or anything like that for it?
Yeah, it says one medium or smaller creature that you choose must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed up to 5 feet away from you.
Okay, I will have him make a strength saving throw here. You got a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Well, this is how it ends, guys.
You cast Gust, and he's just like, nah, I got this, bro. Okay.
It's like, nah, Gus, fuck that shit.
Anything else you want to try and do, Fail?
Can I back away from him? Can I move back?
Well, technically, he's got you grappled.
Oh, you got me grappled. Okay.
To break it, so at the end of your turn, you can make a grapple check to try and break free. So if that's what you want to do for the last of your turn, roll a dexterity or a saving throw. Doesn't matter which one.
Okay, I'll make a dexterity. A nat 1.
Oh,
Oh my god.
okay.
-1.
Yeah, we can't do a negative, so you just get a 1.
So,
Or
a
zero.
-1, does that go full circle into nat 20?
It does not. No. Not how it works.
Damn it.
Okay, so you're just kicking and screaming and like throw your hand up in this gust of wind. The dog doesn't even care. No, nothing. All right, Branch, you're up. You've got a dog in front of you. You've got Feo off to the side about 15 feet away, and you could hear him screaming, and he's being dragged away by one of the dogs.
Help me! Help me!
That's what you get for sleeping, Feo. While I'm busy getting bit in the
Fucking
shoulder.
savage. I like it.
Okay, I pull out my short sword and attack the dog that bit me with it.
Okay, make your attack.
Good job. 12 to hit.
12 is what you need. It hits.
Sweet. And 7 damage. And then. Oh shit, I'm a dumber. Okay, yeah, 7 damage.
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Oh, actually, yes, there is something I want to do on my next turn.
Okay, that works. Okay, so that will bring it to Calamities. You're up. You have the big dog that tried to jump at you and actually jumped past you. So it's kind of sitting next to its friend. They're kind of you have advantage on it regardless because you're kind of you and Frederick are adjacent to each other.
Okay. And did Frederick finish off the one that we were bashing on there?
He did not.
Is it still there?
It's still
Okay.
there. I didn't skip you, did I, Frederick?
Yeah.
I think I did.
I was gonna say I don't remember Frederick taking a turn. Now that I think about it.
Yeah,
I
Frederick,
don't
that was your
remember
turn.
taking a turn, and
Apologize.
actually I didn't realize, so it's fine. Yeah, I think I'd probably try and smack it again.
Okay, you do have advantage on it because Calamities is helping.
Oh. Let's see if I can hit it. And it's 11 to hit.
You need a 12.
Ah,
Even with advantage, you missed. Damn.
yeah.
Damn it.
Damn.
I
No.
got a 4 and a 5.
It's just, you had that one good roll, and that's what it was. Is you got the good roll out of the
Yeah.
way. Now you're getting the bad rolls out of the way.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's
Look, I'm just saving my rules for later.
Okay. All right. Well,
It's all
Cedric,
part of the plan.
part of the plan. Well, anything else you want to do on your turn? If not, it'll be Calamity's turn.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my bonus action to smack it again.
Ooh. Okay. Go for it.
Mm.
12.
This time you hit it.
All right.
Just you roll a 4, a 5, and a 6.
And 14 damage.
Holy shit. Okay. How do you want to kill this one?
Nice.
Okay, well, does like smacking its head and making it sort of explode work?
Yeah. Well,
Exactly that.
okay. You kind of pull back, swing the first time, and on the backhand, it's like a bitch slap. You're just like, bah! And you watch as it's part of its jaw just breaks apart, and its brains start to ooze out of its
Ew.
nose. But it falls down dead.
Delicious.
Okay, so the first one, which is on Feo. So Feo, it's gonna let go
But
of
my
you.
turn.
Oh, I'm sorry, Calamity. Oh my gosh, I totally just said it was your turn and then skipped you. Damn.
Okay. I am going to attempt to stab the big one now. Woo.
Okay, go for it.
We're also flanking this one, you said?
You are, yes.
Aba! Not a high roll, but maybe a high enough?
That's high. Yeah, still high enough. You just need to
Awesome.
12.
It is going to do 11 plus. I'll let you know the total damage. It is going to do 20 points of damage.
Oof.
Wow.
Damn.
Woo, sneak attack. Forgot to sneak attack last turn.
And
Forgot I
your
was a
weapon is
rogue.
magical, correct?
It is magical.
Okay. Hot damn. You
And
just
with
stab right into it. It,
Hell
like,
yeah.
you hit it right in its back of its leg, just right, kind of right at its hips. And it kind of starts lifting its back leg because it's wounded. And just starts to really growl at you. It's not twice the size of the other ones, but it's easily the bigger of all of them, for sure.
Gotcha. And then is Feo within 30 feet?
He is at the moment for the next few seconds.
Gotcha. I don't know. Go for the eyes.
Okay. So what are you doing going for the eyes?
Me?
Well, Calamities, I thought you said something you were going to do something. Sorry, I missed it.
No, I was just like shouting that as part
Oh.
of the help bonus action thing.
Okay, got it. Theo, it is going to try and jump down on your leg again. So he rolled a 9 to hit you.
That does hit.
Oh, gotta fix your AC.
Oh,
Oh my
Man,
god, a
low
9?
AC. Okay, so you take 10 points of damage, and he drags you in 15
Oh my
feet.
god.
You kind of down an embankment into like muddy water, and you're just covered in mud and filth at this point.
I have 1 health point, guys.
And then the other dog that's up is the one on Branch. He is actually going to try and run away from you, Branch. You get an attack of opportunity.
oh hell yeah. 20 to hit.
20 will hit. Yeah.
And 5 damage.
Okay. So it runs. Oops. 5, not 50. It disengages or tries to run as you stab at it, but it's running towards Feo. It can't get to him like with running away from him.
Jesus.
But it gets up to Feo. You're kind of like, Feo, you're kicking at this dog. Going, get the fuck off me! And you look up the hill, the small embankment, and you see the other one bounding towards you.
Oh, great.
And then it brings it to the big one, who's going to look at you, Calamities. He's going to make his attack.
Yeah, that checks out. That checks out. I'm ready to be sad.
He got a 10 to hit you.
I'm not sad. Ah.
Okay. Well, Feo, it is your turn now. What do you want to do?
No, our boy.
I don't want to die. Let
Don't
me
die.
see. What can I do? I'm gonna. Okay, so it's still right on top of me, right?
Yeah, so it's got your leg and it's kind of just dragging you. You're prone.
All right, I'm gonna try to.
You can still, attack things and cast spells.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and just smack it with my quarterstaff.
Okay, make an attack.
Rolled an 8.
No.
Haha,
Won't
but you
hit.
see, you have advantage because of my help action.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
You got
That was the
this.
whole point. I hope it does something.
So that gives me 21 with advantage.
Either
Oh,
20.
21
Yeah.
will hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes 5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, so you bludgeon the side of it right in the back, like the back of the head.
Did it kill it?
Not even close. But I will give you advantage for taking your quarterstaff and stabbing it into the Shadow Mastiff's face. I'm trying to break the grapple. So go ahead and make a strength or a dexterity save. I would probably say maybe try a strength.
Yeah, 17.
Okay. You managed to finally kick it again, like you managed to get your leg free for it there. You're no longer grappled, so it's not dragging you anywhere anymore. And it kind of yips away. But there are 2 of them. They're pretty much coming down right on top of you. That brings it to Frederick. There's the one right in front of you, which is the bigger of the 3. And then one of them you just watch one of them bound off, and you can't see Feo anymore. He's just kind of down a small embankment, but you can see where the other dogs are. You can see them, but they're going for him.
Save
Yeah.
me, please.
I'm gonna go help my friend.
Okay.
So how far are they?
So they would
Approximately.
be 20 feet away is the closest one, so 25 feet for Feo. If you're going to
Okay.
just run that direction, the other dog will get an attack of opportunity on you, just so you know.
Screw it, I'm gonna get him to get an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
I'm gonna run that way.
All right, you make your run. You rolled a 24 to hit you, so you're going to take 10 points of piercing damage as he bites into the back
All
of
right.
your leg. But you keep running. You can get to Feo.
All right,
Save me.
Like- I get to the closest dog, and I'm just gonna try and smack it as hard as I can.
Okay. Roll the hit.
So that's 23 to hit,
Definitely hits.
and 7 to damage.
Okay. It took a little bit of damage from Branch, but it's still alive.
And screw it, needs to die. Bonus action, War Priest.
Damn it.
And only 8 to
Sad.
hit.
Unfortunately, an 8 does not hit for it there. All right. Well, some good hits
And
all the
that'll be
same.
it.
Branch, what do you want to do? It's your turn.
I'm kind of upset that this stupid dog ran away from me
Yeah, so it ran away from you.
after biting.
Yeah, so it ran away, but you saw Frederick kind of ran past you, and you kind of turn and you can see he stabbed his or hit his maul down into the ground or into the one dog, So it's only about 15 feet away, so you can run right up to it.
I think I'm gonna shoot it with my longbow instead.
Okay. Go ahead and take your shot.
Don't shoot me.
I think I'm gonna shoot Frederick instead. I'm just kidding. 18 to hit.
Okay. That hits.
8 damage.
Okay. It's still alive.
Has you.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. Well, in that case, then, it is now Calamity's turn. You've got the one dog in front of you. You do not have advantage anymore.
Indeed. How far away is Feo again?
He'd be about 25 feet from you. You can't technically see him. He's down just a slight embankment because he's prone, but you can see the other 2 dogs because they're standing up.
And I can see that Frederick's on one of them, right?
Correct.
Alright, I'm going to bonus action disengage and run over to the doggo that Frederick is on. And I am going to stab it.
Stab!
Stab. Flanked? Question mark?
Yes.
Okay. Didn't matter. Exact same roll either way.
Okay. You definitely
It
hit.
takes 11 plus. It takes 19 points of damage.
This is very dead. How do you want to kill this one?
I'm gonna shank it. I'm gonna say through one eye, and the rapier can poke out the other.
Okay. Literally what happens. You run up and skewer it right there. Okay, it brings it to the...
I would like to use the rest of my movement to then just like run over to Feo and just kind of stand in front of him.
Okay. So the other dog, like the one that is like was dragging Feo, is kind of looking around at you guys, like, oh shit. And he just bolts. He disengages and runs into the forest.
That checks. Yeah.
And then the other dog, the larger one, kind of growls and moves a little bit closer to you guys for a moment, and then sees that it's by itself, howls into the air, and then turns and runs away as well.
Get right.
You guys are out of combat. Feo, you lived! You lived!
Yeah, I'm
with
gonna
one
help
point!
Feo. I'm gonna
Let's go.
extend a hand out to
And
Feo.
then-
Like, you're looking pretty rough there.
I am. Thank you for the save. Appreciate it.
All right.
Alright, so I'm glad we didn't die.
I'm
That
very
is
glad we did.
always nice.
I mean, I'm glad you guys didn't die too. But you're out of combat. You guys can talk a little bit or just say fuck
We
this
are.
and go back to sleep if you want. It's up to you.
Can I? Do I have anything to heal myself with?
Do you?
Whose watch was that, you guys? I'm just a little. My shoulder would like to know.
I think it was Friedrich's watch. Slowly turned to look.
And, yes, it was mine.
You care to explain
It was
exactly?
maybe.
Would you like to explain what happened, Frederick?
You see, I was watching the fire and it reminded me I did not have coffee that morning and the rest is history.
Okay. Well, I guess that checks out.
Alright, well, you guys don't have anything else? You guys kind of were like, fine, fuck this. It happened at the beginning of your rest, long rest, more or less. So the rest of the night, you guys don't have any problems. You guys are kind of alert and like, oh my god, what the fuck is out there in the swamp kind of mentality for the rest of the night. You guys can take a long rest and mark it off. So that'll get you guys back up to full hit points, all your spells back and everything.
Oh, thank God.
So you guys can all be alive once more.
I'm alive. Oh my God. 1 hit point.
Yay.
So since, unless you guys heal with magic, so this is more of a cosmetic thing more than for your characters. So Branch, you wake up and you've bandaged your shoulder, but you wake up and you're like, God, it's sore, it hurts. Feo, you're like walking with a limp.
Oh my God.
Your ankle is swollen and it hurts, but thankfully you've got a horse, so you don't have to do too much. But every time you kind of take a step, you kind of cringe and just kind of glare at Frederick for letting it get that far. Frederick, your arm, you bandaged it, but there's spots of blood coming every now and then, like you twist it and it hurts. But it's not enough to
I'm
be
upset at you guys because you guys didn't wake me up.
Do you
I
still...
tried.
So does Feo still have the 2 whole hit points at the moment?
No, he's at full health. He would have healed.
I should
Oh,
be. Actually,
gotcha. We finished. Cool.
Okay, so then I just need, in the morning, I just need someone to roll a survival check for me here as you guys lead the party, continuing on your way.
Fucking.
I got a 15.
15 it is, alright. So, like, right after you guys get breakfast, kind of get up. Feo, you're like, I am sick of this place. Guys, I am leading it. You kind of just jump on your horse and start leading them forward. The day progresses really well. You guys make some good time for it there. About roughly around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you do see this, looks like a pillar of stone. It's just kind of off to the side. And you're like, it doesn't seem natural. You're like, this is weird. And as you get closer, you notice that it's kind of leaning slightly against one of this large, like oak tree of all things. And as you get up to it, you realize that it's what's called a primary marker stone, and you've seen these throughout the Empire. Usually about every, I think it's 50 miles, I have to double check my notes, but every so many miles there is a large marker stone on the side of the road that tells you how far away you are from various towns and cities. It does look like this one hasn't been maintained or taken care of in a long, long time. Most of the writing has started to wear off and you can't really make it out, but it's just starting to slowly sink into the swamplands.
Can I try and fix the sign?
So it's a
I'm
stone.
already
So
illiterate.
it's larger than you can put your arms around. It's about 4 feet, like on one side, so it's 4 feet on each side. So it's a big stone. It's about 8 feet tall.
Oh.
Do you want to try and move it? You can try. I'm not going to tell you no.
Yeah, sure. I'll try.
Okay, go ahead and just roll a strength check. You're just trying to shove it back up so it's more straight.
It's a 3.
Okay. So after a moment, you kind of get up to it and you start pushing against it. It doesn't budge, and you kind of put one foot against a part of the roots of the tree that's nearby, and you're like, I got this. And you start pushing, and the rest of you are just kind of standing there watching. You guys on your horses, just kind of like, okay, is this going to work? And you just see him after a moment shove his body into the stone, and then he just slips and face first into the mud. You just splash.
Okay. I give up.
You get up and you're just covered. Your front of your body is just covered in mud and guck.
I learned my lesson, guys. Never do anything good.
At least in this case. Okay. So the rest of the day goes by fine. Somebody roll. Just anybody can roll a survival check. We're going to do 2 of them in a quick succession here. So 2 of you.
Brunch.
12.
14.
Okay, so for the next 2 days, you guys travel without any problems. There's nothing comes across, nobody tries to attack you, nothing like that. As you guys start to get towards the edge of the peninsula where you're getting more into the mainland here for it, the swamp starts to fade away, and you have started to notice that there are broken wagons and carts that have been abandoned. You start to notice that there are items just thrown onto the road in despair, or disrepair. I apologize. You start to see them pretty commonly. It seems like people were traveling on the road, probably either heading from Kiev or to Kiev, and got into the swamps with a lot of their possessions, and then the cart broke down or the wagon broke, and they just kind of started throwing stuff out, and this is stuff they just didn't want to keep. You guys pick up a couple of items here or there. There's a broken pickaxe. You're like, oh, look, it's a mirror, and it's just shattered. It's in a frame, and you're like, okay, that's not going to do anything good. But otherwise, you still don't see any travelers. So now you get to 7 days in, and you guys 5 days. I'm doing math wrong. I apologize. So towards the evening time, though, you see off about 100 feet away from you. And actually, everybody go and make a perception check for me here. This will make it so much easier.
Okay.
Okie doke.
The whole 11.
7.
Oh, dang it. Not
Holy
20.
shit.
Ooh, Frederick.
Why did I waste that?
Jeez.
Okay. So Polymnies and Branch, you two are like in a conversation talking with each other about whatever, kind of not paying attention.
Cat stuff.
Yeah, cat stuff, exactly. Not paying attention to what's up in front of you at the moment. Kind of just following behind Frederick and Feo. Frederick and Feo, the two of you, though, notice as you're following the road, you kind of follow the road around a large grouping of red maple trees. You can see roughly about 100 feet down the road from you is a group of soldiers. They're dressed in these green-colored, like, tunic uniforms, which you guys recognize as being the Prime Defenders. They're essentially the Imperial military, and which you know they've recently been known as, especially with this civil war going on. You can see that they're talking to what looks to be like an old man. He's got a wispy white beard, and he's standing next to a wagon that's just piled up with, looks like the contents of his house. You can see there are two women that are kind of huddled up next to the edge of the wagon, kind of huddled together. They don't look like the old man. Looks like these girls look like they could be his daughters. They're probably maybe in their early 20s. One of them has a crudely cut branch that she's using as a crutch. And you can see in the back of the wagon, as you guys are starting to approach, there are several soldiers. They're just tossing items out of the wagon on the road. They seem to have little care for this man's belongings. Suddenly, you see one of the soldiers pushes the old man down into the mud. You're too far away to hear what they're saying, but you can see that the old man is just kind of like holding his hands up, like, oh my god, what's going on? Like, what? And the soldier that's standing over him, it seems to be kind of talking down to him, or almost yelling, and you still can't make out what he's saying. But the two of you know that you recognize this look of seen it in soldiers before. Whatever is going on, these soldiers mean to do these people harm. The two of the men in the back of the wagon hop down, and 3 other soldiers approach from a nearby camp. The old man tries to stand, only to have the soldier kick him down into the dirt again. One of the soldiers barks out a laugh, and you hear this before roughly grabbing one of the women and tossing aside her crutch and starts dragging her towards the encampment. And she's screaming for the man to help her. You can see that her sister, or the other woman, tries to run to her as the 2 men from the back of the wagon grab her and throw her up against the side of the wagon. You don't know what exactly they're doing, but you have pretty sure you know what's going to come next, as both women are screaming as these men are trying to have their way with them. What do you guys want to do? We're only about 100 feet away. You can see that there is, number of soldiers wise, there is 2 like pushing one of the women against the cart. Another 3 have taken one woman. They're dragging her towards a small encampment, and then there's the one soldier that's standing over the old man.
I'm gonna.
Are they still the only 2 that noticed this, or?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's
I'm gonna keep talking to Calamities about cat stuff.
Nice, nice.
Apparently, I will do the same for now.
Frederick, do you see that?
I don't understand what they're doing.
They're gonna kill them. Is what they're gonna do.
I'm gonna-
Then we must stop them.
So
I'm gonna
Theo,
perk
you are
up at
smart
hearing
enough,
this, I
and
guess.
you have you're a wizard, and you've seen this. You've been this before. You're pretty positive that these women are going to be raped.
Oh God. Yeah, we need to stop this right away.
So
Okay,
overhearing
so
this,
Frederick does not know what sex is, but would he know what rape is, considering he was brought up in the church?
You would know what
Sorry.
sex is, yes, and you would know what rape is, yes.
I just tried making a dark joke. All right.
Mm.
Yeah, let's stop that.
Yeah, we need to stop that.
Okay, you're about 100
Stop
feet
what?
away. What do you want to do? You're on
So,
horseback.
Let these guys know. And
oh,
let
yeah, we are on horseback.
Branch and Calamities know. So yeah, get on the horses, right?
Yeah, you're on horseback, so you're on them. So the horses move at 60 feet in a round, so if you dash, you could make it to them. No problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dash.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I'm
I'm
gonna-
gonna be right next to Phil.
I'm gonna get within 80 feet and use steady aim to take a shot at him with my short bow.
So before you do that, I want everyone to go ahead and roll initiative for me here.
Gotcha. A whole 9.
I got a 28.
Jesus.
I got 6.
Plus 9.
What'd you get, Fail?
Give me a second.
Okay.
Got a 7.
A 7. Oof. Okay. Hold on.
And I got a 6.
I got a 6. All right. I need to fix one thing.
Basically, we have a really good reflex.
That you do. Okay. Okay, well, Branch, you are first. So you can
Makes
move.
sense.
Like, I will assume that all of you have started your movement. So I will say you guys have all moved whatever movement you want to move. So 60 feet, 80 feet, 120, whatever you want.
Cool,
60
yeah.
feet at the bare minimum, unless you want to dash.
Gotcha.
So as a reminder for Branch and Feo, if you guys are not familiar with mounted combat, you guys can attack from a horseback, unless you your horses are probably not trained as military horses, so you would have some disadvantages on attacks. You can get closer and then jump off your horse if you want, and then just do normal movement like that.
I just dismount my horse right now.
Yeah, you can dismount 60 feet. You run 60 feet, jump off your horse.
No, just dismount right before I move.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Okay. Would dismounting be an action?
It would be part
Or
of your
just like half my movement?
It's half your movement, yeah.
Okay. And you said they're about 100 feet away?
They are about 100 feet away.
Okay. And then can I use the rest of half my movement to move like 15 feet closer?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. And I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Are they outside or are they inside the tent?
So everybody's outside the tent.
Okay. So I'm just going to choose the one, which of them that are probably furthest from the woman. I mean, I imagine they're all pretty close, but...
Yeah, so 2 of them have, kind of moved behind the wagon, so you can't see 2 of them. And they've got one girl they pushed against the wagon. There's another man who's standing over the old man. And then there's 3 other men that have taken the other one and moving her into the camp. The camp is about 30 feet off the road. So they'd be...
Okay, I'll target the one over the old man then.
Okay.
And then I'll cast Hunter's Mark on him.
Sure thing.
And then I'm going to shoot my longbow at him.
Okay, take your shot.
Is a 25 to hit.
That definitely hit.
Sick. And that is 9 damage plus 3 from Hunter's Mark, so 12 damage on.
Okay, very nice. So the rest of you guys start moving forward, and you see Branch kind of just jump off and take a few feet, like walk towards. He pulls his bow off, and his one smooth motion fires. As the rest of you are moving forward on your horses, you guys see the arrow whistle past you, right into the shoulder of the man that's standing over this, and he just goes, "Oh!" Kind of grabs at his shoulder as the arrow is sticking halfway out of his shoulder at the moment, and he kind of looks over towards you. All the other soldiers that are there kind of pause for a moment and then look at like where the arrow came from. They all seem kind of surprised at the moment that just happened. Okay. So the man who just got shot, he's gonna kind of grab. You see him snap half the arrow that's sticking out, and then he's gonna pull his sword and he shouts something, but he points in your guys' direction. That's all he can do.
Oh.
The 3 that are holding the woman, they're walking towards the camp. 2 of them kind of push her into the dirt under one of the other men, and they start running towards you guys. So they move about 30 feet closer. So they're actually up where the old man is and the first guy you shot. One of the men walks around the wagon, and then it's Calamity's turn. They all rolled higher than all of you.
Okay. So there's still the one with the woman that they were taking towards the camp?
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to bonus action steady aim and take a shot with my short bow at him.
Okay. You were moving 60 feet on horseback, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
moved up, hopefully, within 80 prior.
Okay, so I'm just trying to distance-wise. So he's about 70, 80 feet away from you at the moment.
That checks out. Cool. Works for me. I will not move this turn.
Okay.
And I will steady aim.
Oh, shit.
Holy moly!
Oh, wow.
20.
He is going to take that plus that for 30 points of damage.
Okay.
Holy crap!
Oh.
Holy
Well,
shit.
he didn't have that many hit points, but as the arrow flies and they're all kind of running towards you, or kind of looking towards the group of you, the rest of you kind of watch as Polymenides pulls out. It was a crossbow, correct?
It was a short bow.
You pull out this short bow, take a shot, and the woman is kind of still fighting against this man is kind of trying to drag her away, and you just watch this right through his head, and he just head snaps back and he just falls down. He's dead. The woman kind of like looks around and she's like,
"Okay, baby."
Like, what the fuck? And then she just starts screaming, like kind of like just collapses to her knees and is like, ah! Like, just watch some guy's head pretty much explode. Theo,
That's fair.
it's your turn.
All right, so
I feel like you were saying something, but it cut off.
oh yeah, okay. I was asking how many there were left.
So there's the one standing over the old man. There are 2 coming towards you that are right next to the old man and the other one. There's another one that's walked around the cart and kind of he's maybe 10 feet away from the old man. And then there's at least one other that's around the cart that you can't see.
Okay, I want to see if I can. Let's see. I'm gonna want to cast hideous laughter on the one that's right next to the old man.
Okay. So you do have to get a little bit closer because you've only gone about 60 feet.
Okay. In that case, would I be able to cause fear on him? Because that one is a 60-foot range.
You would, yes.
Okay, so let's see. It says the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you until the spell ends.
All right, I will roll. He got a 18 on his saving throw.
Oh my god! Of course he did.
He's the guy in charge.
Oh man, great. Okay. Let me see. Do I have anything else that I can do? No, I guess I can just. I'm still about what 30, 60 feet away. 30
I'd
feet.
be about 40 feet at this point.
Okay, now I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay. That brings it to Frederick. You're up.
Yeah. So currently, how far am I from them?
You are about 40 feet away. You can't do any more
Okay.
movement because you guys were moving before. So if you want to dash, you could move directly up to them, or you can just do anything else but movement.
Yeah. I'm probably not gonna do movement. And whatever they wanted to do, it was probably not holy, so maybe they need a little bit of smiting. So I'm gonna get my holy tome out with the vomit stain from Branch, who vomited on it.
What?
I'm just gonna cast Guiding Bolt. So I'm gonna
Hell yeah.
open my tome and some
Okay.
light is gonna come out of it. And let's see if it hits anything. I'd be shooting at anyone in front of me.
Okay. So you can
Probably
see,
closest one.
So you can see 5 of them. Make a wisdom check for me here. Just a straight wisdom roll.
Okay. Uh, 13.
Okay. You're pretty sure the smart target or the best target is probably the leader. He's got the arrow sticking out of his chest or of his back, and he's the one pointing with a scimitar towards you guys.
Okay. Then I try to attack that one. And wait, what had I rolled to attack? Because I sort of like did my attack roll before my wisdom roll.
That's fine. It says guiding bolt. You rolled a 22, so you would hit.
Oh. And that'd be 13 damage.
Very nice. All right.
Hell
so you guys are starting to get close enough where you can hear them, and you hear the guy in charge. He's kind of like, "Who are they? Stop them!" And then as he's yelling that, just Frederick's blast just boom right into his chest. Makes him kind of step back for a moment, and you can see he had this scruffy beard, and half of his beard is burned away from this. But he kind of coughs, goes, and just kind of points his scimitar back up at you guys. Whoever attacks him next does have advantage for one attack. Which Branch? It's your turn, unless Frederick wants to do anything for bonus action.
I'll be fine.
Okay, Branch, you're up.
All right. So I think let me double check. Okay, it's only 30 feet. Never mind. I'm going to go ahead. No, I'm just gonna shoot the same person again.
Okay.
With my
take
bow.
a shot.
It's a 19 to hit.
And that definitely hits.
Okay. So 10 damage plus 2 from Hunter's Mark, so 12 damage.
Okay. 12 damage. You shoot him again. This time you manage to hit him kind of in the abdomen. He kind of grabs at the arrow. But he's still alive and kicking. Still going. Anything else?
I yell at him and tell him to die already.
All right. Well, it does bring it to his turn. He is actually going to kind of look at the situation, look at you guys running forward, and he grabs the old man out of the dirt and kind of puts his sword up to him, and you hear him shout, "Halt! In the name of the Empire!" Well, that's all he does. The others all move forward, so they get about close to half the distance to you guys, but they've all got their swords out and they've got shields in their hands. I'm sorry, they don't have shields. I apologize. They just have swords out because they were not expecting company. Calamities, you are up. The closest one to you is about 20 feet away.
Okay.
And the guy in charge is about 40 feet away.
I'm going to move up 10 feet, so the guy in charge is within 30 feet, and I'm still 10 away from the other people.
Okay.
The guy in charge got hit with the guiding bolt, right?
Yes, he has kind of had this faint glowing aura around him.
Hell yeah, I am going to shoot at him with my short bow.
Okay.
With sweet, sweet guiding bolt advantage. For a 24 to hit.
You definitely hit.
What the hell's going on?
I am gonna re-roll that specific die with Piercer, so that's actually gonna be 9 plus the sneak attack. 16 points of damage.
Okay. He is still alive. And
I'm going
as
to
you
then
hit
bonus
him-
action hell.
Sorry, what do you do with the bonus action?
Use the help action since he is within 30 feet.
Okay.
I may grant my allies advantage on the next attack against him
Okay.
with something. I don't know what I do for this. Like a weird hand motion. Just something odd and distracting.
Okay. Anything else? So the guy in charge is going to kind of like, after getting shot by you, kind of stabs his scimitar, or tries to stab his scimitar into the old man. Let's see if he gets him. Woof! He rolled a nat 20. See what happens. Oh shit. Okay, so the old man coughs up blood and collapses to his knees. There's just blood pouring out of his mouth at the moment. He's not dead, but he looks like he's going to be pretty close. Theo, you're up.
Huh.
Okay, Calamities, who did he hit right now?
It
wasn't the main guy, right?
The old man.
It was the main leader.
Oh, it was
guy.
the main leader. Okay. So in that case, I want to...
You would have advantage on any attack roll
Yeah.
against him.
I want to attack him. And I want to cast... Ice Knife.
Okay.
Oh.
So let me ask
So
you a
I do
question.
have
So
to-
Ice Knife does an AoE explosion when it hits.
Okay.
So there
Would
are
hit the old man.
other people in front of you guys. There's people about 20 feet away. There's a group of them, of soldiers. There are 3 of them standing in front of, like, in a group. So if you hit one of them, you could potentially hit all 3, and it would not hurt anyone else.
Yeah, why not? I mean, the old man's already dead, right?
He's not dead yet, but he's getting there.
We'll give him some help. Give him a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. I got a roll to hit, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, but even if you miss, it explodes. It's a cool spell.
And I have advantage on it, right? To hit?
Not this one.
Not this one.
Oh, not
This
this.
is.
Oh.
But I believe.
I got a 22.
Oh, that definitely
Well,
hits.
yeah.
Okay, so then they have to make a dexterity save? I remember that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dexterity.
Alright, so let's see. First one rolled a 17. 15.
Okay.
And a 10.
Okay, then I gotta take some damage.
Okay.
Yay.
So you do the stab from the ice knife, and then one of them takes damage from it, from the explosion.
What?
No.
Wow.
That's so unfortunate. Okay, well,
You
maybe
gotta
the
be
explosion
kidding me.
won't suck. Maybe?
Yes, roll for the explosion.
So what did it roll? Just the same thing again?
Huh?
No. It is a 2d6 if you were
Yes.
casting it at
Oh,
first.
oh yeah, 2d6.
Yes.
Yeah.
7.
He took
That's
a lot
more
more
respectable.
damage, so that's good. So you watch as the knife kind of like goes into the soldier in the middle. You kind of like nick his shoulder almost, and as it gets there, it just kind of like he does this flinch kind of move. So it does some damage. He's bleeding, and then it explodes, and the soldier behind him is running like, "Wait, what?" And then boom, explodes right into his face, and he just shards of ice across his face, and he was probably going to be scarred. Big fucked up face now if he lives. Anything else for you,
That's
Fayed?
how I planned it. Let me see. Nope, that's it.
Okay. Frederick, you're up. There are, again, the 3 soldiers in front of you about 20 feet away, and then there's the big guy, the boss guy, the guy in charge, who's about 40 feet away.
All right, I'm gonna take out my crossbow, radio bolt, and I'm gonna try and shoot at that big bad guy.
Take your advantage, my man.
And that's a natural 1. But
Take
I
your
have
advantage, my
advantage.
Roll one more.
Yeah.
Please do better.
19.
Much
That's.
better. Okay, you definitely hit it a 19.
Oh,
All
That's
right,
great.
now let's roll some damage.
that was almost.
And that's
stressful.
10 damage.
Respectable.
There you
big guy?
go. Nice.
Yeah.
1d10 plus 1 and 10 damage. That's not bad.
Okay, and so this was on the guy in charge, correct? Make sure I'm hitting the right one.
Yes,
Okay.
the one in charge.
He is still alive.
Holy moly.
Oh my god.
Anything else?
I think that'll be it for now.
Okay. Well,
I don't know how he's not dead with my 1 damage that I did to him.
You're up, Branch. What do you want to do? Again, there are the 3 in front of you. Well, 3 in front of everyone else. Split them about like 80 feet from you, and then or 60 feet, and then of course the big guy who's about 100 from you at the moment.
The big guy, is that the same guy I was shooting at already?
Yes, he is like at this
Hey,
point
he
he's
is-
on his knees almost, with like holding his sword in the dirt, like panting. He's been shot several arrows sticking out of his body.
Oh, okay, hell yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus action
Ooh.
to cast Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use a special ability, a special racial ability called Feline Agility.
Okay.
And then on your turn in combat, you can double your speed until the end of the turn.
Nice.
And I'm going to run at the big boss guy with my
What
short
is your
sword.
speed then? 120?
Yes, my speed is 120. Running at this guy with my short sword.
Okay. So you are like the wind.
Yeah.
How like make your attack?
I'm all okay. So I'm all the air around me is like blurry because I'm moving so fast.
Sure.
And then I just like 1 minute or 1 second, you blink, and all of a sudden I'm right next to this guy, and I make my attack. Let's see if I actually hit it. Short sword.
Please be cool.
It's a 16 to hit.
There we go.
That hits for
Nice.
sure.
Yes!
And then, oh my.
What is that? A
Yeah.
1d8 and a 1d6 and a. Gee, that's a lot of bonus.
So that's 6 plus 5, that's 11. Plus 4, so that's 15 damage.
Okay. He is dead. How did you want to kill this guy as you are a whirling,
Yes!
this
Nice.
tornado of
Okay.
wind rushing past everybody?
He's decapitated instantly. Like, you blink, and you open your eyes, and his head popped off. It's on the ground. You're like,
So I'm picturing like a Goku moment where you're just like, "Don't worry, guys, I got this," and boom, you disappear and just blazing down. They watch you run in like less than 6 seconds. You run 120 feet as if it was nothing, and then your sword just comes out and in one smooth motion, cut this guy's head off, and you slide in the mud with your feet, just looking badass as you slide across the mud. The old man is on his knees, kind of just like the bad guy's head falls down, and he just kind of like goes, coughs up some blood, then looks at you and goes, "That was impressive," and falls over. The old man's not dead, but he is close.
Wow, damn it! I need him to die.
His daughter is screaming bloody murder for having seen somebody's head explode. Anything else you want to do, Branch?
no, I think that'll do it.
Okay. So from where you're standing, you can see the other bandit. He's still holding the other woman behind the cart. He's kind of not really like he's paying attention to everyone, but you can see he's kind of looking at this woman. He's got one arm, like hand holding her against like her right below her throat, just kind of pushing her chest against the back of the wagon. And he kind of like you can see his other hand is getting ready to like just try and rip the front of her dress down. But as he's doing this, he's kind of got his hand up and he looks at you and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he lets her go and draws his scimitar to run towards you. He's going to make an attack. He got a 12 to hit you. To you, Branch.
12? No.
Okay. He runs towards you, and you're just moving like the wind, and just... He swings where you were as you continue to slide right past him in the mud. The other guys kind of like look at each other for a moment, like look back at their commanding officer whose head just hit the mud, and they go, "Fuck this!" And they all just drop their swords and start running.
I didn't want them to run. Why?
Well, that brings it to Calamities. You're up. They're running. They're booking it, like dashing down the road.
But they're still on foot, right?
They are on foot, yes.
So do our speeds match at like just moving at a horse normally while they dash?
Yeah, so I mean, if you wanted to run after them on horseback, you could easily, keep pace with them.
Well, I'm going to... Let's see, how far away is the one on Branch, I guess?
So the one on Branch, he's like within maybe 30 feet of you.
Okay, I'm going to run up to that guy
Okay.
and drop my short bow on the ground and pull out my rapier.
Okay.
And I will stab down at my boy. Let's see here. I'm assuming I'm gonna position behind him. Or, just opposite end of wherever Branch is.
Yeah, easy enough.
Boop.
20 will hit.
Will do 13 plus 21 points of damage.
Jeez.
He's dead. You kind of gallop up on your horse and you give a rapier, right? Is that right?
Yep,
Yeah.
got a rapier.
Stab down at him, and he swung his scimitar at a Branch as he went by, kind of sliding by. But you stab down at him in his right shoulder, piercing his heart, and your rapier goes through his body and comes out his side on the left side. And he just kind of looks at you, and then you just kind of look at him and pull your sword out, and he just collapses like a rag doll. Like you just cut his strings. He's dead. Anything else?
I'm going to use the rest of my mounted movement to chase after the other three.
Okay. Theo, What do you want to do? The other ones they're about 70 feet away from you at the moment. They're running away.
I was gonna say, how far away are they from that body that just died? But well,
Well, they're 70 feet away
Calamity's
from
right
you.
next to him.
Um, in terms of the body, they're too far away from it.
Okay, never mind then. I will get on my horse as well
Okay.
and go after them. I would like to see if I can cast Firebolt at one of them.
Okay. Yeah, they're within range.
A 12 to hit.
Let me double check. I believe 12 hits. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So you have 3 targets that are running away. One of them is super weak. It's the one the ice knife exploded in, and the other 2 are pretty much taking no damage.
Okay, well, I'm gonna hit the one that's been taking damage already.
Okay. Roll your damage.
What is this? What are these damage rolls? Okay, so it's a 1, 2.
No.
Okay. Well, he's still alive and still running. You see him. You hit him in the back, and he's just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to die.
I should have thought about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says a flammable object by this spell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried. But
Yeah.
it's being worn, right?
Yeah. He doesn't catch fire, unfortunately.
Duh. Boo!
All right, Theo. Anything else? Otherwise, it's going to be Frederick's turn.
No, I'm just gonna keep chasing him.
Okay. Frederick, what do you want to do?
Alright, so what can I hit? What can I kill?
I mean, you're on horseback still, so you could pretty much get within range of any of them. The one Theo just hit is definitely the weakest, but the other 2 are in pretty good health.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over there and get off the horse as well. I think that might help a little. And I'm gonna hit one of those that haven't been hit yet
Okay, make your attack.
with my maul. And that's 8 to hit.
Unfortunately, an 8 does not hit them.
I will try to hit them again, though.
Nice.
Because fuck 'em. And
Fuck
22
him,
to
that's
hit.
why. 22 would be.
Nice.
And 8 damage.
8. Okay, you smack
Well
one of
done.
them on the back of the head, kind of right in his neck. You hear his neck, his body. We're sorry, leave me alone. And he keeps running. You're off. You're no longer on your horse because you jumped off the horse to do
Yep.
that. So they're still
I
running.
deserve it.
Anything else you want to do, if not, it'll be Branch's turn.
That's gonna be it.
Okay, Branch, it's your turn. The 3 that are alive are definitely within 120 feet. If you want to.
Okay. Yeah, I think. I'll just pick the closest to. Is the closest one to me within 30 feet, perchance?
Yeah. No. Let me figure out
No.
what they were. Yes, actually, I would say they would be within 30 feet. It'd be close. We'll just say they are.
Okay, then I'm going to use my bonus action to use Planar Warrior. And then I'm going to shoot him with my longbow.
Okay, take a shot.
Yeah, oh, that's only a 10.
Only a 10 to hit. Sorry, you needed a 12. So, not this time.
Shame.
Alright, anything else?
No.
Okay. Well, then, in that case, it brings it to... So, all the bandits are going to just disengage. They only get to move about 30 feet, but they are running. except for one of them. He kind of falls to his knees and holds his hands up. He starts begging for his life for it. But Calamities, you're up. Two of them are still running. One of them is on his knees, begging for forgiveness and just have his life spared.
Where's the one having a bad time?
All
The
of
one
them
that's
are having
gotten
a
the
bad
shit
time.
beat out of him?
Well, so there's one of them that's taken no damage, and he's still running. There's the one that, another one that Frederick just attacked, and he is still running away. And then the one that Feo hit earlier is on his knees at the moment, begging for forgiveness. Begging
Okay,
to stay alive.
I'm ignoring knees guy. I'm going for Friedrich's previous target.
Okay. Make your attack.
Abba.
12 is what you need to hit.
Ah, thank God.
He only has 2 hit
13
points.
damage.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
Not bad, not bad.
You stab him and he dies.
Yes.
Anything else? There's one left, or the other one's running away. But you're like next to him at this point.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out right next to him.
Okay. Fail. What do you want to do? The one you attacked before is on his knees begging for mercy.
Just taunting him.
Ooh. Okay. No mercy shall be given here.
Okay.
Water gun.
I'm just trying to see
You would
what.
technically have advantage if you're going to attack him because he's on his knees. He's not trying to resist or fight. He's just begging for his life. It's pitiful.
Pitiful, pitiful life. Okay. I'm gonna use Ray of Sickness on him. It says, a ray of sickening greenish energy lashes out toward a creature within range. So I have to see if I can hit him.
Yep, you would have advantage on it.
Nat 20.
Oh!
Oh
Okay.
my God.
So I'm not even going to have you roll dice because he has 2 hit points left and you're definitely going to kill him. What do you want this ray that you have never cast yet? So describe what it looks like and describe what it does to this man's body. How do you kill him?
Oh, okay. Now I gotta imagine this. So this ray is gonna like look sort of like, how can I describe it? Sort of like tendrils coming out, green nasty tendrils, and they're gonna like go into his nose and his mouth and his ears, and it's gonna like dissolve him from the inside.
Oh, okay. This might be a reference that Frederick doesn't know, maybe. But this is like Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know,
Yes, there you go. That's
melting.
perfect.
Their bodies are melting at the very end of the movie.
Yes.
It's very gross. It's very nasty. But he's very dead. He's just a husk of melted flesh and bone. Frederick, you're up. The other guy that's still running away he's like 30 feet away from you. You could totally run up and smack him if you want.
Absolutely. In the name of the Christ, Bahamut. Alright, I'm just gonna run up to him and just trying to hit him. 14 to hit.
That hits.
14 damage.
You killed him. How do you want to kill him and end this
Hell
combat?
yes.
Alright, so I'd like... Okay, so if I'm running behind him... Maybe I just bust their kneecap and then just go straight
Hell yeah.
I like
for a
it.
second
Yeah,
head
I like
afterwards and just finish them right there.
Okay.
Beautiful.
You run up behind him, you kneecap him, and he kind of stumbles and falls, and he's in the ground in the dirt, and he's kind of like trying to pick himself up as you just slowly saunter over. He's got mud on his face, this look of terror in his eyes, like knowing his last moments are coming. And the last thing he sees is your maul smashing his face as you just cave in his skull. And he is most definitely dead. Definitely dead. So we're out of combat. You guys kind of look back to the cart. The woman that had been behind the cart, she just kind of like seems in shock, but she's like fallen to her knees on the ground, just kind of like trembling. The old man is holding at his gut, and he's trying to hold his insides out, and he's coughing up blood.
Okay, still
Probably
alive.
not gonna live unless you do some healing.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
run over to the old man, and I assume others will. That's fine.
Yeah. So that
I
the
do
other
have
one
magic.
kind of like panic. But yeah, what do you guys want to do? You're out of combat.
Well, force
I'm
him to give me
gonna run
money to help him.
No.
No, no. I'll run up to the old man and try and use cure wounds
Okay. Yeah.
to save him.
Roll
You softy.
some health.
Come on. So 10 hit points.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Frederick, you run up to him, and the rest of you kind of gather around. You do see that off to the side, by the way, there's a couple of tents set up. Looks like that's where they were. And you kind of lift the old man. He kind of just looks at you, Frederick, as you walk up and lift his head up, and kind of looks at you for a moment. And he goes, lifts a hand covered in blood, and he goes, "Make sure my daughters are okay." And you're like, "You're gonna be fine." And you heal him, and he just goes, and then he kind of just gasps and sits up, and you watch as he coughs up the blood. And he has a gash in his shirt, but he looks down and he kind of like lifts his shirt up, and the gash is gone, and he's like, "Thank the gods, you saved me!" And he just starts giving you this hug.
You may thank Bahamatoma.
But yeah,
Well done, Frederick.
so what do you guys want to do with the rest of that? Like, there are stuff to explore, and you can talk to them if you want. It is getting close to nighttime for you guys as well. Probably got sunset in maybe another 45 minutes to an hour at this point.
How far away are you from like the town? But not.
So this is only like day 5. You're like halfway there.
Okay.
I'm getting kind of hungry, and I don't want to be out there. So should we see if we can? If where they're from? Maybe they're from somewhere around there.
So so I'll say that you're pretty positive these people are not from around here. These soldiers had set up a camp nearby, so you guys can go to their camp and kind of look around and see what they've got. If you're looking for a campsite for the night, where these soldiers are camped is on dry land.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. I think we should do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we should try and see if they're okay first.
That seems like a good call to me.
Okay. So who's attending to which person? So we know the old man's being tended to, so Frederick, you're out for the moment. But the rest of you, what do you guys want to do with the 2 women?
Branch isn't attending anyone.
Okay. Well, which one do you want to go to? The one that was using the crutches, or the other one? The one's behind the cart.
Oh, I said Branch isn't attending anyone.
I apologize that you said you are. Okay.
No, you're fine.
Calamity is gonna low strength, so not gonna deal with the crutches. Gonna go for the card woman with like a weapon put away and hands out.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a general medicine check. It's not too hard. It'll be a 5.
Gotcha. Higher than a 5.
Okay. So you kind of walk up to her, hands raised, and you can tell like the look on her face. She's in some kind of shock at the moment. And you kind of tend to her like, "Okay, are you okay? Is everything's gonna be fine?" And after a couple of minutes, she's kind of unresponsive and she's just blinking. And then you're kind of like, "I don't know what else I'm gonna do." Like, she seems pretty out of it. And then finally she just breaks. You just see her start like look at you, and then it's like the realization of everything comes crashing down, and she just starts crying, bawling her eyes out, and just grabs onto you into a hug, and just kind of falls, like she's just crying into your shoulder over this. But you're just like, "Okay, you're okay," kind of patting her on the back.
Yeah.
Man.
I guess I'm
Okay.
gonna also try to like move us over towards wherever we're gonna set up camp.
Easy enough. After a few minutes, you kind of calm her down enough to kind of help her out. Who's gonna go to the other girl for her sister?
I'll go.
Okay. Theo, you kind of get close to her and kind of hands up like, "Hey, I'm here to help," kind of thing. And she kind of is just staring down at the body of the man who has an arrow sticking out of his head. Thanks, Branch. And she kind of like Theo. She kind of looks at you, and you're part of the cabal, and the shadow touch. So you're kind of this like ghost or gaunt looking figure in general. And she kind of just looks at you for a moment. I would say roll a.
Say
I'm
charisma?
gonna give you advantage on this, but I'll have you roll a persuasion check for me here.
18.
Okay. So you've done time in like the civil guards. So you've been a soldier and kind of a police officer more or less for it. And she kind of just like you managed to calm her and like, hey, I'm here to help. I'm not gonna hurt you. Kind of vibe. So finally, you get her to look away from the man, and she kind of does the same thing. She just starts crying into your shoulder, and then you manage to help her up, and you guys can move her towards the camp as well.
All right.
Okay, so I'll speed this up because I know we're limited time. So I'll say you guys camp there, and you guys can talk to the three of them. They do introduce themselves eventually. The old man's name is Michael. Their last name is Veerder. The woman who had the crutches, her name is Chloe, and the other woman's name is Alice. And then items found around the camp. I won't have you guys roll because you guys have the whole night to search. But I will put this in the Foo Fighters chat for you for everything that you find.
Radical.
Sweet.
Rations, 3 days worth.
Oh, I went 2 turns and I did 3 damage, guys. That's great.
Your damage was a 1 and then a 2. Next time it's gonna be a 3 and a 4.
Oh, that is some cash.
You know what?
Well, if it keeps going at that rate, you'll get pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing that I will say that
nice.
that these people tell you for sure is that these soldiers, they were part of the Imperial Army, but they had basically set up a toll bridge here, and they were trying to charge the old man a gold for each of them to pass, and they don't have that money. And they were he says that the guy in charge said, "Fine, then we'll take it out of your daughters, for it. Take our price out of that until you saved them."
I need to take some rations because I don't have that much rations. That's just.
So I don't think I mentioned it for you, Branch and Feo, because you guys weren't here last time. So when you guys left Kiev, they gave you 2 weeks worth of rations. So it's 20 days worth of rations.
Oh,
For
okay.
each of you. So at this point, you have 15 days worth of rations left, beyond what you find here. And you don't have to.
I got some good bait. I'll just eat good berry. I die.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, good berry.
You guys don't have to take everything. You guys can leave stuff behind, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, let's.
Wait, but actually, good berries takes a spell slot, so.
And then if you do want to ask them any questions, Michael explains that he is a good imperial man, and believes in the empire and Henrik's, emperor. He is the rightful ruler, yada yada yada. Very much defend the empire kind of vibe. Chloe and Alice, however, are the opposite. They say that this situation is a prime example of of what this war has done and what Hendrik's desire for power has cost them. They both blame the war on what killed their mother. And they say that the 3 of them say they were heading to Kiev because their family's farm was burned down, so they were going to family in Kiev. But if you want to ask them questions on their personal views of the war or the start of it, you are welcome to do so.
Have they heard of the Avengers?
They have. Michael does not like them. He thinks they are the scum of the earth and says that Because of them, this war it's their fault essentially. The two girls have slightly differing opinions of it. Chloe is more of a skeptic. She says that she doesn't believe the propaganda that the Empire is, reported about this. She doesn't think that the Avengers killed anyone and they're just an scapegoat. Alice, on the other hand, says she thinks there's some truth to it, but she's not sure how much of it is truth. She thinks the Avengers were involved, but she doesn't think they were responsible for killing the previous Emperor.
Have they heard of the Foo Fighters?
They have now. They ask. They all go, "Who is that?" And then when you tell them it's you, they go, "Oh yeah, we've heard of you now."
Yeah, I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Because we're obviously Bahamut's chosen servants of the Holy Crusade.
Well, Michael, when he hears you say that, he's like, "Yes, that's a great name." He's just kind of like got this hero worship look to his eyes when he looks at you, Frederick. I will say that they do try to ask you and get your vibe or what your feeling is. Like it's a tense moment, but they like Michael, the old man, kind of looks at you guys as you guys are sitting around the fire cooking dinner, and he kind of asks the question, "Well, are you good? Are you a good imperial man, or all of you?" They're asking, "Do you support the Empire or do you support the rebellion?"
I don't really care either way, to be honest.
Calamities
Oh man.
thinks the war in general is bad, and used to, keyword used to, be on the Empire's side. But after hearing a little more about the Avengers, is more conflicted.
Michael thinks you need to get your head straightened, Calamities.
I
The other
think
two
Michael
are kinda
needs
like,
to take a closer look at the situation.
The other two are like, yeah. They kind of nod and agree to you. Like it's not, everything's not clear cut like they seem to think it is.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same in the sense that I've always thought the Empire did good things, but seeing this side of the Empire is making me second guess my thoughts on the Empire now.
So Michael tells you he's a good imperial man, and he says that he goes, well, these aren't all soldiers aren't like this. They stand for justice for the Empire, and the two girls start immediately just rolling their eyes and telling their father he's crazy. Like these are the soldiers that did this. They were going to do these things to us. It's the imperial soldiers. They're very much opposite of each other in the dynamics of this family for it.
Yeah, I have to kind of agree with the girls here in this situation.
Okay. So you say that the conversation kind of splits, where the old man starts to feel like very much like he's being outnumbered.
Uh-oh.
He kind of like, you can tell, like, beginning of the night, he's not like angry at you guys. It's not like the weird uncle at like Thanksgiving dinner who's gonna like tell you all these like conspiracy theories kind of thing. He's not like that. I mean, he's grateful that you guys saved him and his daughters, but he just thinks, like, he's very vocal of like, well, you guys are wrong. Like, you need to explore and see more of the Empire. You'll understand, kind of thing.
It's literally what brought me to understanding less.
Well, that's what he says. So
Michael.
we'll speed this up a little bit so you guys can all take a long rest. Any items you want to keep or take, you can. Otherwise, you can just leave stuff behind.
For sure,
yeah, let
keep
me
the
check.
jewelry.
Oh,
Yeah, let me check.
for sure. I want to get
Rations, jewelry.
one of those gold rings.
Oh, I'll take
They
the
look
fine
cool.
that set of fine clothing.
Oh, that's fair.
So Feo, as you're kind of pulling up the set of fine clothing in the morning, the woman with the crutches, I just off her name, was it Chloe? She kind of she has one of the crutches, and she kind of hobbles up to you, and she goes, "Well, my my mother, she used this a long time ago. Helped her when she was like she did something for the Empire. We never asked what, but she had these made, and she hands you a set of looks like a cloak style set of robes. Let me find them real quick, and I'll add them to your inventory. But it is a set of armor for you.
All right, here we go.
But she says it's the least they can do for you guys helping them, and she thinks it will do better for you than for them. Oops.
Well, I thank you very much. I will grab her hand and give her a soft kiss on her hand. So thank you.
All right. How nice of you. How chivalrous. She kind of smiles a little bit, and she seems a little she seems uncertain. She's about 26 years old, roughly, from what you can tell. 25, 26 years old. But she seems kind of a little, not smitten, but kind of blushes a little bit, like, oh, I'm some random person that I just met yesterday and saved me is kissing my hand, kind of thing for it. But I did add the robes to your inventory, so you just need to refresh. They are called obsidian robes. And for the description, just so everybody knows what they look like, they this obsidian black wizard robes are dotted with patchwork
Ooh, they look
dull
sick. I like
onyx scales from a black dragon.
Oh.
Are these the ones where your AC is at least 12 all the time?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, well, the armor minimum AC is 12. Yes, yeah. Thankfully.
Yeah. So your armor can be above 12 in this case, but the robes will make your AC minimum of 12 for you.
Yeah, I need that really bad.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, so I'll let you guys decide what you guys want to do with the rest of the stuff. Otherwise, you guys continue your travels. You part ways. They kind of pick up their stuff and start continuing heading off to Kiev.
Well, we got this bag of holding, fellas. You want to just put the jewelry in here before we can sell it off?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, and then we can split the money.
What would that be? 200.
Quick question.
Even enough.
Huh?
Quick question.
Yes.
On these obsidian robes, can I cast Identify to see if they're magical or not?
Yeah, they're not magical, or they are magical, but they're kind of not magical. The magical.
Are they magical that just make my AC 12?
Yes, correct. They're kind of just like reinforced robes for you there. So like where the scales are probably like they're gonna be like on the like your elbow pads, essentially, something like around your wrists or your brace, like almost like a bracer kind of placement. And same with your shin guards, and some stuff to kind of just general protection.
I look like a badass guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Hopefully, Wolf won't be able to drag you quite so many feet next time. But at least if it does, you'll look cooler doing it.
You look much cooler doing it. Yeah.
That's true.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna add that stuff into the bag of holding. Oh, and the potion.
And there's some gold. Let's not forget the gold.
Is there actually?
Isn't there the... Well, let me recheck. Yeah, 75 gold tolls from previous travelers.
Oh, that's the ruby brooch. This way 75.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of... Gotta get somewhere to sell it off, but eventually it might be worth 200 total. Maybe.
Who's taking the potion of lesser healing? Frederick?
I feel like probably somebody without healing capabilities.
That's also a good point.
I've got some ointment from when we left town, so I'm alright.
We can do good old rock, paper, scissors for it.
Well, I will not be fighting for it if somebody else wants to take
it. Yeah, Frederick, you can have it.
All right. And Branch, do you want it?
No.
Okay, then I'll take it.
Adding these jewelry pieces into the inventory is a pain.
It
Nothing
is.
comes up. Manage inventory. What the hell does this come at?
If it's too much of an issue on the inventory, I can fix it for you guys later. I just want to
Okay.
move us along. I want to get to a certain point before we end. I'm trying to end as close to 8 o'clock as I can for you guys here.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
Should we
I
type what
just
we're
don't
gonna
see any
take?
items in the inventory, but I assume we're just gonna scoop all the jewelry and store it away.
Okay. All right. So let me ask these questions real quick. So the rations, are you taking those with you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you taking any of the tents with you?
I am not.
No.
I am not.
Okay. Any of the bedrolls or lanterns?
I do not require a bedroll.
No.
Branch will take. Oh, actually, no, never mind on the land.
Oh, just kidding. I will take a bedroll. Apparently, I don't have one. Fuck it. Why not? Into the bag of holding it goes.
You guys are taking the lanterns as well, or not?
I am good without
I
the
think-
lantern.
I think
Maybe Frederick
should
should.
take a lantern.
Okay. So I will say you guys
The
take
lantern?
both lanterns.
I've got a lantern already.
The iron pot and shovels, are you taking those?
No.
Branch
And
will
I'll
take
take
the
the
iron
lantern.
pot.
I'm gonna take a shovel. Put it in the bag as well.
Branch is the pot. Shovel is Calamity's. Theo, you took the clothing. And then Frederick, the potion. Are you guys taking any of the rope or climbing gear?
Let's see. Branch and
So,
Calamity are good
lantern,
climbers, right?
What kind of lantern is it?
It's a hooded lantern specifically.
Okay.
What constitutes climbing gear?
It's actually like pinions and rope and things to like a harness.
Okay. In that case, I've already got all that, so I will not take the climbing gear.
And it would be like very strong rope
Yeah, it's just hemp
that
rope.
would not break. Okay.
The standard rope.
I'll take the rope. I'll take the rope.
Okay.
Another rope. Well,
So the branch and Feo for that. And then leave the climbing gear. Okay, and then for the letter, whoever can have that. Doesn't matter. Just trying to make sure I mark things down so I can enter your character sheets for you guys later. And then, of course, the jewelry box. Okay. So you guys part ways after kind of taking the camp and whatever you want from it and then leaving all the other junk behind. As you guys continue on through your trip over the next few days, you don't really encounter much. Like, there's no like combat situations. Nobody really gets into your face. You do start to notice as you are moving further inland, you start to see more and more travelers. People seem to, as you're traveling, you see people see you on the road. You guys are on horseback, and they kind of, people move like their handheld carts. They kind of move them off to the side of the road. Their heads are down. They're kind of trying to avoid looking at you. They're definitely, people seem very dejected and lost. You see a couple people you just walk like.
Are we that ugly?
No, you can tell
Yeah.
it's
Kidding,
from
I'm
the
kidding.
war. No one on the road that you see has a horse. You guys are the only people with horses at this point. Everyone's walking. And at one point you actually come to, like on the 8th day, you come across a cluster of farms that are just off the road. And you can see that 2 of the farms are just completely burnt out husks. There are another one that looks like it's partially burned. And it's been like the doors are hanging loosely off the hinges. There's a couple of lone chickens. They're pecking at the ground. Windows have been destroyed. Looks like they've been looted. It looks like these farms, though, have all been damaged or destroyed in the last year or so. A couple of times on the road, you do encounter people that are just kind of families huddled together. They're not going anywhere. They're just kind of like a woman and a child is kind of huddled off to the side. It is wintertime, so they've kind of got like a cloak and they're just covered in grime, just lost. They don't seem to know where they're going or what they're going to do. In about towards the end of the 8th day, you do come across what you assume is probably would have been a battlefield of some kind. There's these pitted craters that show where magic was used that seem to dot the landscape in an open field. And you can see that there are a couple of like broken weapons and rusted weapons off in the distance. And you can see them even from the road. There's no bodies, but clearly somebody, there's a fight here where hundreds of people died potentially. So by the way, you guys can all mark off long rest at this point. On the 9th day, so you're about a day and a half away from Tarrin, all of you go ahead and roll perception for me. This will help.
All of us?
Everyone, all 4 of you.
The same perception roll I rolled earlier.
The same perception roll.
Jesus.
And that 20.
2 nat 20. Oh my god. And a 22.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm just doing cat stuff. Don't mind me.
All right. Well, so plan is you're just kind of like la 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 doing cat stuff, not paying attention. Totally like licking your armpit or something like that. I don't know. Pick something.
Plus, I only have one eye. I shouldn't see that well.
So the rest of you, though, notice. Let me read what you notice specifically. Excuse me. So as you're traveling down the road, there's a stretch of countryside that seems to be devoid of any farms or any real stopping point. It's just a straight stretch of road, and it just open flat land. You can see there's some hills, kind of maybe 100-ish miles away. You estimate, just kind of barely seeing them in the distance. Sorry, 100 miles would be really far, so it's like 15, 20 miles away. And the 3 of you notice it's starting to rain this day. There's thunder booming off in the distance, and you can see just in the distance looks like a dozen birds circling in the air. These black birds. Given you all rolled like 20 plus, you all suspect they are ravens, and suspect that there has been some kind of battle or fight, or some kind of something bloody has happened, because that amount of birds don't usually appear. You kind of pass by a small group of trees, which is ironically called a corpse of trees, off to the side. And as you pass, you can see there are 3 men, maybe 50 feet ahead of you guys. 2 of them are off to the side, maybe about 30 feet off the road. They seem to be digging holes in the ground. And there's a 3rd one that's a dwarf. He's on the side of the road, and he looks like he's rummaging through a body of a dead man. And as you guys edge a little bit closer, you can see that where they're digging the holes, there are several others that look like they're fresh graves. But there appears to be about 20 soldiers, Imperial soldiers with their green uniforms, just scattered around these men. But the 3 of them, they have the same similar green coats. They stop and they look at you guys.
Just walk past. Don't mind them.
Don't tell me what to do, Fred.
And what do you guys want to do? I mean, it's just the 3 of them, and they're just kind of watching you. You guys can walk past. You can stop. You can do whatever you want.
I'm gonna just start walking on all 4s as I walk past.
Okay. Okay, so as you walk past the dwarf, he kind of raises an eyebrow at you, but doesn't say anything. What about the rest of you?
I will simply saunter by.
Okay. Theo and...
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk by as well.
Okay. So as you walk past, you guys get about 40 feet past them, and kind of you guys look back over your shoulder, and the 3 of them kind of watch you. They look to each other, and they just go back about their business. The 2 men continue digging fresh graves, and the dwarf man keeps rummaging through one of the bodies.
I don't know, guys. Oh, this is a little weird.
Yeah,
I mean-
that was definitely a little weird.
We did just take dead people's things.
Yeah,
Did we?
Is it
I'm gonna
that bad?
I'm gonna
They're
call
already
back.
dead.
I'm gonna call back and be like, "Did you guys kill those people?"
The dwarf kind of goes, "Fuck off! Why would we be burying our friends like this if we were just killed them?"
I mean, I'm not gonna answer that question, but you definitely can bury people that you've killed. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not gonna mind it then.
Fair enough.
Okay. They don't say anything else, and they let you go. They don't stop you. All right, so you continue on your way. Let me make sure I get to the right point here. The following day, you know that Tarrin is getting really close. There's definitely signs of more farms in the region. You guys are coming across them more and more. They do seem to be like farmers that see you as you guys walk by. And there are people in their fields are kind of tending to their houses, and they all stop kind of what they're doing, and they watch you guys pass. You do all notice this over the course of the day, that nobody is very far from a weapon of some kind. There's a bow sitting against a corner within arm's reach of somebody. There are farmers walking around with like a mace on their hip, or a cludge or some kind. Everybody seems to be armed, and everybody seems to be on edge. Definitely much more so than was in Kiev. Kiev, people are like, whatever, we don't care, the war's not happening here. But you guys are definitely starting to notice that these people are very aware of the war and what's going on, and they are trying to protect themselves. However, towards the middle, around noon of the 10th day, Theo, you get this creepy shivering feeling. And you're like, ugh, something undead is nearby.
Guys, there's something undead nearby. I can feel
Um,
it.
Huh. Concerning.
Oh. Yeah, I knew you were weird. It's not you're this weird.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I kind of want to find out where it's at and where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Make a perception check in this case for you, Theo.
Got a 9.
Okay. Thankfully, you don't have to roll very high for this. So you kind of notice, like, you're walking. There's trees on both sides of the road at this point for you guys, but you notice, Theo, that there is what looks to be a small group of almost like a briar patch. It's just kind of grown up a little bit, and your sense of undead is coming from just beyond that.
Okay, so I think it's coming from over here, guys. I'm gonna walk towards that area.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check for it there. You have to beat like a 5. It's not going to be super tough.
Oh, it's a 6.
well,
It's a 6. Okay. So you get to the
that
briar
it's a
patch,
5.
and kind of start like looking for a path, and you kind of start pushing your way through. Is everyone else following him?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys he kind of leads you through this patch of briars, and you kind of snag on some of them. You're like, fucking pain in the ass. About 20 feet in off the road, you open up, and it comes into a well-worn dirt path. And it travels, kind of zigzags through the brush, and kind of comes to a small hill. About 20 feet in front of you, you can see there's some crude wooden steps that seem to lead upward.
Okay. I have a strange feeling it's gonna be this way, guys. I'm gonna go up there.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up there. Yeah.
So you climb up the steps. There's only maybe 4 of them. They're spaced out about 10 to 15 feet. You get to the top of this hill, and as you kind of get to the top, you notice that there's trees that seem to be dying on the top of this hill. But in between them is what looks to be like a stone altar that's kind of at an angle. It's been erected up there, and there are 4 pillars around the altar. Go ahead and make a survival check for me here. Any of you guys can at this point.
Go ahead, somebody else. I rolled 6.
I rolled a 12.
Okay.
I got
There
a
you go.
13.
Okay. So the 2 of you kind of looking over this, just from where you are, you realize that the 4 pillars mark the 4 cardinal directions: north, east, south, and west. On top of the altar, you notice it's been cracked in half, and there is a rusty dagger that sits on the ground next to it. The dagger looks like it's covered in a couple of days old fresh blood.
Okay. I want to walk up to it and I want to see. I mean, imagine it's. Yeah, I want to cast Identify on it.
Okay. So kind of 2 things. The dagger is not magical. You know that.
Okay.
And you know that through the Identify that some kind of ritual was done here with it. Make an investigation check. I'll give you advantage with the Identify.
An 18.
Okay. So you kind of step up to the altar. You don't necessarily touch it, but you can see, like, as you look over it, kind of holding the rusted dagger, stone dagger in your hand, you can tell that there's been some kind of recent activity. You can see there's a freshly dried blood that has been spilled all over the altar, and it looks like it was probably spilled in the last 3 or 4 days, maybe, is what your estimate is. You can see that on the edges of the altar and on the stands, the stone stands of it, that there are intricate carvings that have been chiseled that seem to indicate some kind of druidic ritual with elves or fae dancing in harmony with nature.
Okay. Can I go up to him and try to decipher what they are?
Well, so you're not really sure beyond what I described.
Okay.
If you want to make a history check, I'll let you do that.
Yeah, let me do that. Got a 14.
Okay. You're not sure. You know, that must have some kind of significance, but it's not something you're familiar with.
Do I still feel the weird undead tingly feeling?
You do. It's somewhere right next to you, but you have no idea where. Like, you look around and no idea. Nothing's like it's here. Somewhere within the vicinity.
Okay, can I search for? Well, the dagger's still in there. Right? Can I grab the dagger?
Yeah, you can pick
Yeah.
it up. Nothing.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna pick it up.
Okay. It's just a stone dagger. It's covered in dried blood, but otherwise, nothing.
Me picking it up doesn't do anything. Like open magical door.
No. Do you want to, like, you've done everything but touch the altar at this point.
You know what? I'm gonna touch the altar. I'm gonna put my hands on it and call out to see if there's any ghost around us.
Okay. So you touch the altar and call out, and you're like, as soon as you put your hand down on it, you hear this rustling in the brush, and you all kind of look towards it, and you see this half dead man's, like, half his face is gone, and it's just like skull and bones, and the other half is just rotted flesh. but he kind of pulls himself up and shambles towards you. It is just a skeleton, Feo. You realize it's not like a zombie or anything like that. So what do you guys want to do? If you want to try and kill it, you guys can certainly kill it. It's a skeleton, Feo. You're like, hey, I handle these every day.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna kill it.
Okay. So you guys manage to kind of just quickly draw your weapons and beat it down and destroy its body until it finally collapses and doesn't stand up or get up anymore. But as soon as it dies, the undead feeling goes away.
Okay. Can I search the body, see if it had anything?
Sure. You make an investigation check.
A 10.
Doesn't seem to have much or anything.
Oh, I wonder why it was just roaming around out here, being all dead and stuff.
Being all undead is the weird part.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of looked around the altar already.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone else wants to check anything, you guys can.
I'm gonna try and take a look at the altar.
Okay. Make an investigation check. Give you advantage because Feo's already kind of looked at it and pointed stuff out.
So that's 16.
Okay. So you kind of see the same thing. You kind of brush your hand across it. You can tell that whatever this place was, it's definitely been destroyed probably in the last 5 or 6 years. Maybe a little bit longer, but it was definitely dedicated to something else than whatever it's dedicated to now. You can make a history check if you want, Frederick.
Yeah, I'll try that. And 12. That's probably not gonna work.
No, you're not sure what this was dedicated to either.
Well, it probably wasn't important.
Who cares? I don't know what it means. Fuck this place.
I'm also gonna check out the altar, I suppose, and
Okay.
try
I'll
to
let you make a
figure out
history
what it
check
was
on
for.
it. Yeah. I won't have you guys roll investigation already. 'Cause you guys done it.
Yeah.
Like I said, nothing important.
Yeah. Huh.
Nothing fancy.
I guess, could I check out the skeleton? A
Sure.
little?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. Jesus.
Uh,
Well, I rolled well in combat.
Yeah.
Everything looks cool to me, fellas.
Yeah. Nothing stands out. Nothing of value.
Nothing sketchy, except the fact that there were undead. Well, singular.
Can I sniff the altar?
Sure. I won't even have you roll for it, but you sniff the altar and it smells like blood. Like, you get the sense that there has been lots of blood spilled here, and it's not like a recent thing. It's probably been over years.
I take out my short sword and I cut my hand on it and I put my blood on the altar.
Okay. So two things happen for you here when you do that. First, the cardinal stones around you, you see a symbol glow on each of them at the top. You recognize the symbols as being for northeast, south, and west for it. And then the skeleton, its bones tremble and then turn to ash as soon as you lift your hand up.
What the fuck?
I will
Okay.
let you. Actually, I'll let all of you guys roll a religion check in this case.
Okay.
Oh, that's my specialty.
I got a 7.
I got a
17.
20.
Ooh.
Not natural.
So anybody? So I got a 20. Anyone else?
I got a
I've
7.
I got a nat 20.
Ooh, okay.
Oh.
All right. So for those that you rolled a 20 or a nat 20, realizing what's going on here, you realize two things, and it kind of clicks. That this was definitely some kind of altar for some kind of religious purpose for it, more likely. Seeing the cardinal symbols glow, it makes you realize that this is probably something druidic in nature at some point. What its original intention specifically was, you're not sure. It's probably some kind of shrine or something like that to nature itself. However, that shrine has been desecrated by far. When the skeleton's body, when you put your hand on it, it tried to kind of summon the skeleton up, but it had already been destroyed. So it was destroyed, it just turned to ashes. So somebody came here, like, desecrated this place, and the body, as you look over, realize is probably a druid, or was a druid at some point. And this was probably the altar that he looked after until he was brutally murdered. And his altar desecrated. But somebody definitely came by here in the last couple days and did exactly what you did, Branch. Cut their hand or something and made a blood sacrifice. For what reason, you guys don't know.
Guys, I'm scared. That was just a lucky guess.
That was
And now
really
I don't-
good.
And I don't know. And I don't know if I cursed myself or something.
I was about to say, you should probably curse yourself.
How
I don't
dare
want to
you.
turn into a chicken again.
You technically just had a beard made of chicken feathers? You weren't quite a chicken.
You looked exactly like a chicken.
Alright, well, unless you guys have any other questions or anything else you want to do, we'll wrap up here in just a moment.
I kind of want to do the same thing he did.
Okay.
Oh,
I want to see if anything else happens.
Okay, well, if you cut your hand and put it down, you can.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
The skeleton doesn't rise up, and it's nothing. There's no vibrating or anything, but the cardinal directions, like, they faded, and then they glow again when you put your hand on the altar. The blood on it.
Okay. Man, it's got to be something. Okay.
Well,
And
now
I still
you're
have the
cursed
dagger,
too.
right? I'll say I was going to use a dagger that was on there.
Yeah, that's what you
but-
guys use to cut your hand.
Ah, okay. Never mind that. Yeah, I got nothing else. Other than that was really cool.
Sometimes it's the crazy stuff, Branch. That's how the game works.
I don't know. Maybe there's more altars we have to do it at. I don't know.
Well, but the cardinal signs came up, so there's got to be a what? Did all 4 of them come up, or
Yeah.
did just 3 other ones?
All 4 of them. They all lit up at the same time.
Maybe you're onto something there. Maybe this is the central one, and there's one north of here, south of here. You know, maybe you just got to find the other ones.
Maybe. I hope it's that simple.
And maybe we just won't know.
I'm willing to give it a shot, though. I say we got to look for the other ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will speed this up for a little bit. You guys spend the rest of the day kind of looking in the region, and you don't find anything. You actually come to a couple places, and you mention it to some people passing by, and they're like, "There's nothing like that. What are you talking about?" They think you're crazy, but you don't find any others. You assume by the end of the day that this is probably the only one.
Okay. Well, there's got to be something else here. We got to keep looking.
Maybe.
Maybe we got to sacrifice Frederick.
Sure.
I mean, do you want to kill Frederick?
No,
Okay,
no, we're
there
not
you
going to kill
go. Let's
Frederick.
see
I'm
what
not kidding with
happens.
you, Frederick. I'm sorry. As I
Sorry,
hold the
Frederick, I
knife.
guess you're dead. right. Well,
Maybe we
I will
can
move us
find a
along because there is
computer
nothing
game.
else. I will spoil the surprise. There is nothing
Ah.
else for it there because I don't want you guys to get hung up on this and stuck on it. There is something unique to it, which will come up later in the story, but there's nothing special about this one specifically at the moment. But the following day, as you guys start getting closer and closer to Tarrin, you get to a point about halfway through the day where it's literally just farm after farm after farm, and you're just seeing people traveling the road constantly, nonstop for you. You start starting to see people on horseback, more common. You see people with wagons, going back and forth, seem to be delivering stuff or going to town to drop stuff off or sell stuff. And where we're going to end is you following the road. You start to notice off in the distance, there's a town inching above the horizon. You can see towers of stone that rise up over parts of the town along its dull stone walls. Cresting a small hill, you find yourselves just high enough to see the town of Tarrin stretching out beyond the walls. To the north of you, you see there are rolling hills covered with orchards waiting for the spring to arrive. To the south and to the east, along the road is an expanse of farms that run almost up to the town's eastern walls. All things considered, even at this distance, Tarrin looks to be a safe haven from the war that is raging throughout the Empire. So you guys will end there. You're about 10 miles away at the moment, but where we pick up is you guys entering in the city.
Woo!
Woo!
City.
Yay, city.
It's a
We've
much
all
bigger
lost
place
Tarrin.
than Kiev. Much bigger. But yeah, congratulations, guys. You made it. You did overland travel for 10 days, 12 days, almost.
Hooray!
Yay!
Yay!
And we survived.
You survived. Oh, Feo almost
Survive with
didn't,
one
though.
health. Yeah.
Second day on the road, and he almost gets devoured by dogs. Oh my god.
I almost got sacrificed.
I was thinking about it, Frederick.
Very soon. Very soon you'll be sacrificed.
No.
We survived.
Yes.